books. So we're coming down now, and these are some of the views that you get early morning. This is the Lhotse face, which we climbed up earlier, coming up across here. You just see forever. It's
is that a torch?
here, yeah, bottom of the thing, yeah. I think that is. Because that's the way that you climb Lhotse, is up through this gully system here. And the base, the final camp may well be up in this area here, but it's either someone starting off climbing or it's just someone waking up. It's that sort of time of the morning. As it gets a bit lighter. Oh, anyone who says you can see the curvature of the Earth, not true. Dispel that myth. And here we go. This is an area where I guess the guy could ski down or have a go at it. But he survived even when he started falling and got the parachutes going. I'm not sure going down this way whether what was going to happen to him. This way goes back to camp. Pretty steep. It's all steep really. Sun comes on and it goes from, oh, this is, at last we can see something, to, oh, got some light, oh, it's a bit warmer, to suddenly it gets really hot quickly. So we're moving down, we're going down to this balcony area here, and then we can head off in the face. All the time trying just to move as fast as we possibly can.
Will the ropes just stay, or
Sorry?
the ropes, there were ropes behind you, will
Yeah.
the ropes stay permanently, or you have to make sure you pack up?
No, just, the ropes will just be left there.
Who made tights?
They can take them down. Sorry?
Who made tights the ropes?
Basically the climbers. If you find and come across a rope that's all starting to fray out, you can replace it or get someone, bring down, get someone to bring a rope with and they come next way. Up here it's all too little too late. You do find, you know, old ropes around, you just have to be careful. Okay, so we're just below the south summit. So all this lot is Everest rock. I'm on Everest, and this is the shadow of Everest with the in the dawn, which was a spectacular photo.
Is this still in what they call the death zone?
Yeah, yeah, you're still 8,500 meters. You know, and that's probably as high as any other mountain. Everest actually is a good step above everything else.
And you're still on oxygen?
Still on oxygen. Still trying to get back down to the South Col and the top camp. And here's that area here where you've climbed up the face, and this is the balcony, and then you climb up the next section. And it's Lhotse over on that side. Is that Makalu? Don't know. Great photo. So finally we get back down to the South Col. South Col also is, you've got Nepal on one side and Tibet on the other. And you just stand there, it's just a shadow, a saddle, and just have a look either way. Interesting place. And everyone who goes for a walk, you know, it looks like it's a geriatric ward because they're wandering around with an oxygen cylinder in their hand. Go to the loo, take your oxygen cylinder with you, and you're wandering around looking for a suitable place.
And you took the cylinder right to the top, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, you go through quite a few.
What's the weight of the cylinder?
Hmm?
What's the weight of the cylinder?
I've got an idea. Well, I did know.
It's heavy anyway.
It's
How do
heavy
you-
enough, oh yeah.
how do you
Yeah,
carry
I would
it?
say it's either, I was going to say 10 kilos, but that seems quite heavy. They're not light.
You just carry it in your hand.
Well, when you're walking around going to the toilet.
Yeah, but just when you're climbing.
Oh no, it goes in your rucksack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you leave some bottles part way up as well for the return journey.
Right.
So get up to a stage, still got some air in one cylinder, take that off, leave it, put a new one on, or you may leave another one there, and on the way back, you can just
You've
use
got
that
that
part
full
one.
But you leave all the empty ones there,
No, the Sherpas will bring them down as well. Yep.
back to that other spot.
And then all the way down.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't leave anything on the mountain at all.
Oh, that's excellent.
Do you have any issues with your regulators? With all the
No, no, I was okay. They're really unpleasant, the masks though, because they're hot, your nose is running, you're dry, you can hardly, a good question, because it leads me on to the air we use, oxygen. If you're going down to your local hospital and get the oxygen, that'll take you down to, I think, minus 30 degrees before you've got problems. So all the oxygen that people would use comes out of India, the British oxygen company there, where they dry it even more, and you can take it down to minus 70. Well, that sounds pretty cold. Problem is, it's constantly drying your throat. So my throat at the moment is dry, but most people when they get down there, they're very croaky, if they can even talk. It's not good. In fact, all the way through up in the high Himalayas, something called the Kumbha cough, which is just because you're walking around. Trekkers get it. Everything's so dry that it just dries you out, and eventually you start coughing. They cough and cough. Unfortunately, we didn't have that problem, but it's difficult trying to keep your throat moist.
Do the Sherpas use oxygen as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Not as much as me. Okay, so the final parts of the story are, okay, we summited, we're down at about 7 o'clock in the morning. I go back to my tent thinking, great, I'm going to have a sleep. The guy I'd been climbing with, Stuart, had got to this area here and just basically stopped there. He wasn't going to finish off the climb. And I was trying to pull him out of the tent and get him going, but he just said, oh no, it's too windy the night we left. And I said, well look, at 7:30 I'm getting out the tent, I'm putting my gear on and I'm going. So why don't you come? Oh no. Anyway, we had a discussion about it and I got out of the tent. Virtually as soon as I walked out, the wind just went, yeah, great. Stuart, get out, the wind stopped. I couldn't get him out, so in the morning when I got back down, I was hoping he was going to get up and I could get back into my sleeping bag and have some sleep. But unfortunately he was still dawdling around. So by the time I think I got him to go out, we all decided actually we needed to get out of there because the monsoon's coming in. So
where were you then? Which camp?
on top camp,
Yeah.
Camp 4 on the South Col.
Yeah.
So we basically packed up the tents, packed up the gear and started our way down with the idea of going to Camp 2 all in one go and getting out of there, which then meant that it was getting awfully hot all the way down. But we did get to Camp 2 and it's one of those things, you're absolutely exhausted, you're almost on your hands and knees trying to get to the final kilometre, I suppose, from the bottom of the Lhotse face. In a complete mess, really. And you get back into camp and sort of brings you hot teas and soups and anything else you want, but you just can't quite wind down even though you're totally exhausted. And I think the more I think about it, I'm sort of now getting an idea. When I left, I was 80 kilos from Sydney. When I got back, I was 70 kilos. And I reckon now, thinking about it, when I got back to Camp 2, I couldn't have been much more than 60 kilos. because by the amount I drank and ate all the way back, I must have put on an enormous amount. But you're a mess when you get back. So, camp 2 for the night, and then the following day, we're going, great, just got to get down to base camp, and more importantly, you've got to safely get through the ice fall to get home. So, got down the following morning, get up, pack the gear, and everyone else was digging around a bit, so I said, well look, I'll see you down in the base camp, and off I go. So I'm coming from sort of this area here probably, or maybe up in here. I'm wandering along, and you've just got these huge mountains. You can't take a photo because the photo only takes this bit, and you're missing all of that. And they're just massive, and no one was around. Just trotting along, you know, your crevasse, you can see those, you walk over them, and everyone's clearing the whole place because the monsoon is almost on us. But it was just wonderful to be on my own. This is the view that this is where I'm walking. You can see Everest, the big shadow of Everest here. I thought, how lucky is that? And we, of course, get to the ice fall. And I caught up with a couple of Sherpas. Sherpas now just taking gear down, but the whole thing is rotting. You first go in, there's snow everywhere, it all looks nice and pristine and solid. By this time, you're walking along and then you see a hole, and you know, there's a crevasse down there somewhere, but you just keep on moving. And these big faces will just totter over and collapse. So one of those did, and at that stage, I got into overdrive and was virtually running through this area trying to get out of there as soon as I could. A few more pictures. Of course, the final bridge is made up of 3 ladders, and I got to the stage of, do I just get on it and crawl over it? And I decided that I couldn't live myself if I did that. So, and also more importantly, I decided I was safer standing than trying to crawl on it. So, tottered over that thing.
How deep was it, the crevasse?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to see the bottom. Just black. This is the sort of stuff you're coming through as well, where you can see it's just really a tumble of ice just waiting to move. Now this might look like a posy photo, probably is actually, but Adam, the part-time doctor, sponsored by a climbing shop, and he said to the owner, where would I buy some memorabilia or something like that from Hillary's expedition, because it's 60 years since he climbed it. And the bloke said, oh, I met him a few years ago and he gave me his climbing goggles that he used. I've hung them up on a hook in the back room. So this guy lent him the goggles, which are these things here. So that it's original goggles, Everest goggles, and so we all had to have a photo. And I can tell you, the lenses were just fantastic. So clear, they were great glasses. So they've gone back to the owner now. Now, we're about, from base camp, we're 3 or 4 day walk out. We were going to walk out, now bearing in mind we've got probably nearly 40 kilos of gear. We walk out, get into the airport, but we then found out that there's a big queue because the monsoon's coming in and the planes can't fly as frequently as they need. So they're flying people out, they're leaving gear behind all to catch up with you later. And the previous year I'd had the same problems of flying out but my gear not coming out, so we thought, okay, well we'll walk and then our gear will be with us. But when we heard the big traffic jam, we found that if we could did $500 each, we could hire a helicopter between the 3 of us, take all our gear out. And importantly, we could get into this. And no, I couldn't eat it all. I had about